Hello there, welcome to Five Figures. Today we're looking at some more classic wrestlers. Some of these guys are 80s, Doink is 90s, I believe, early 90s. And we're gonna start over here with the Honky Tonk Man. Didn't get a lot of time watching the Honky Tonk Man. He was a little bit before my time. In the 80s, I was very young. So I was watching like the Rock and Wrestling show and stuff like that, but not watching the weekly product. So didn't get a lot of exposure to him. I've watched some of his wrestling in old videos, and I watched a lot of his interviews. Very interesting character, very interesting guy. The fact that he still has these big sideburns and still has his hair cut the same way speaks a lot of volume to his dedication to the character, to the gimmick, everything. And this is an Elite, so the whole jumpsuit comes off. I think, as I understand it, and I have watched, he was rather mistreated, never won any titles. Or no, he did win titles, he held it forever. But it got it taken from him very, what's the word? Shysterly. It just, I think he got squash matched and lost his title, but he held it for a long time. If I remember right, it's hazy. My wrestling memory sometimes is very hazy. It just is. Next up, this is the only basic in this lot, but you wouldn't know it to look at him because he comes with a hat and sunglasses, which most of your basic figures do not. This is Sergeant Slaughter. A very well done basic figure. Doesn't have the ab crunch that all your elites do, and he's got these big bulky knees that don't do very much at all. I remember him almost more from G.I. Joe than I remember him from wrestling. But I mean, everybody remembers him because he was there. He's the sergeant. He's always around. An amazing character in his own right, just for the fact that he exists as a real person, as a G.I. Joe, as a wrestler. Pardon me. As everything. He's Sergeant Slaughter. He's just who he is. Next up, I don't. Okay, personally, I don't know why everybody hates this guy so much. Doink the Clown, I get it. He was a clown. But he was an evil clown. Like, who doesn't like an evil clown? He was an evil clown wrestler. What's better than that? I saw this guy, one of the Doinks, wrestle at a small town promotion in Holdridge, Nebraska, I believe it was. And it was awesome. The guy was great. Meeting him afterwards, I have a signed photo of him. Like I said, not positive which Doink I saw because there were a few, but I was thrilled. I absolutely loved it. Because it was the first time I ever met a video game character in real life. And if you ever played some of the old wrestling games, there was always Doink the Clown in there with the shock buzzer handshake thing, and I was like, man, you know what? It's a video game character in real life. Who doesn't want that? I wanted that. It was awesome. So I got to see Doink the Clown wrestle. It's one of my favorite memories of wrestling in general. Next up, I'm going to go with Typhoon next because I know less about him. I know he used to be the Tugboat. These guys are oftentimes before my time of really watching much wrestling. But I go back and I watch old videos and I just collect the matches. And sometimes I don't know all of the plot. I don't know all of everything. I don't get to catch all the promos. I don't catch that. I just get to catch the matches. And I love the big dudes. And so the Natural Disasters was definitely one of my favorite old school tag teams. They are just monstrous big dudes. And then you got Earthquake, John Tenna, who, even though I've seen him wrestle clear up into my early childhood, you can actually go back and he's in the Rock and Wrestling show too. So he was even there. He's been a long history of being in there. The only thing I've noticed that I don't really care for is he seems to have a little bit smaller arms than Typhoon does, and they look just a little spindly, which makes him look a little bit more like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But a lot of articulation out of a very, very thick, beefy figure. I don't think I like this outfit as much as I like his blue singlet. I prefer that. And the paint job, which Mattel is usually great at, not so great here. It keeps changing focus. But as you can see, the top of his head is not painted that great, and it looks kind of ghastly. So there is that, but other than that, I do love the figure. I wish I had the blue version. Would be something I would be willing to look for sometime. But anyway, there is some classic stars of the WWF era before it was WWE. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who was your classic favorite wrestler of that era? I would love to know, because as I said, I'm still trying to decide who mine is. So help me out. That's my story. Catch you guys later. Bye.